again. Patience, persistence, and perspirations make an unbeatable combination of success. I think this COVID 19 scenario is teaching us all the principles of this 3P, and we, through this webinar, wish to achieve the success of our students. So, to continue with the sessions, now may I request the speaker for the first day, Dr. Abhay Bakshi, Principal Software Manager, Adroitts Research Group from Washington, D.C., USA. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you. So thank you, everyone. So two questions. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
And are you able to see me?
Clearly, sir. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
So that's a lot of introduction. I'm a very simple man, and there is a lot. And since there are a lot of participants, and that's the only reason I want to speak in English. But I would be going in Marathi otherwise. Okay. So, but I thank you, IQAC committee. I thank you, Dr. Vadai. I thank you, Dr. Malati, Dr. Basavaraj, Dr. More, Dr. Musmare, Dr. Dilip Khairna, Dr. Deepak Bhagwat, even Colonel Joshi. I mean, the reason I say these things is because I have met in person when I was, for a brief time, I was in India. I met all of these people. But and at this time in the US, it's 12:30 in the night. But out of only two things, I am here. One is respect for Dr. Vadai, and second is love for Dr. Vadai. So Dr. Vadai, please take that. And and most certain, and thirdly, I want to say that I'm also an alumni of DYPCOE, and this goes back to 32 years, 1988. So 32 years back, I was admitted to DYPCOE Akurdi. So that was DYPCOE Pimpri at that time. And so after 32 years, I never thought I would be speaking to all the college members where I would be in the US. So and the relationship goes back. My dad was HOD electronics at that time. And so this goes all the way, PD Patil sir and even DY Patil sir. This goes a long way. So I'm thankful to you. And today, what I'm going to talk about is going to be again, it's going to be simple. It's going to be simple. And I just want to say 237 participants, and this session would be recorded. This is going to go very fast. So precisely, I have only 14 slides for you, and I'm going to be talking only precisely 22 minutes. I can guarantee you that. But the thing is, there won't be anything complicated, and I don't want to do anything complicated here. So if I go back, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sharing my slides. So let me do that. And then please let me know if you're able to see my first slide. So that says, that's the introductory slide, the slide number 1. Are you able to see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you. And so the topic is really, if effective leadership factors for students, parents, teachers, and more. So it's going to be very important. What I'm going to share today is not about the technology, otherwise we'll be here forever. And there is a lot of powerful line of speakers across all of the 21 sessions. Now that included yesterday, which I could attend until 3:30 in the morning here. But it is phenomenal teaching and phenomenal knowledge sharing that is going on. What I'm going to share is something I'm going to give you some, is going to circumvent some of the things that I want to bring to your notice, and I'm going to relate that with my own life, and that would be a lot better. Now let us see how I can do that. And obviously, I'm not a public speaker, and so that gives me a lot of comfort to come and talk to you. And so there won't be anything formal. So let's see. So very briefly, there is no formal introduction here. I just want the participants to know where I have been. So for 24 years of my life, I was in India. Then next 25 plus years, I've been in the US with some factor in India, that I was there for 6 7 years. And then I'm married. Yeah, the same wife, 21 years, 21 plus years. Okay, so that's my life story. Okay, that's it. Uh, and then I would also like to share with you, what I have survived so far. So this goes back 1995 to 2000. If any, there would have been a lot of participants on this seminar and webinar where you would remember dot-com bubble burst that took place. Now these are all the tragic events in my own life. Okay, and then there was a lot of panic here in the US. Then after that there was Y2K crisis, and everybody will remember that 1999 2000, ending. Then September 11th attacks, 2001, and then financial crisis, financial collapse 2008, and then attacks in Mumbai. Everybody will remember that. And now this 2020, ongoing crisis that is going on. And so this is not about a sad story. The thing is, what I'm saying is, what I'm going to share with you is from my life experience. And this is, I'm hoping that this will help someone, and probably will provide you some keys as to what may go on given the situation. And so the next slide number 4, is what I say. What I have modified the slide. I'm saying not what I have survived, but I have thrived all of these things. Number one, by the grace of God, and number two, being a student. I'm thank God I'm still a good student. So these two things have carried me through. And so I just want to share that with you. Now today, when seeing all the scenarios across the world and all of this experience, people are shy. They're very shy of saying the word God. I am not. So that gives a lot of power. Now this is not a spiritual talk, and so let us proceed. So this is what I have thrived through every crisis that I have listed before. My health has prospered, my finance has prospered, and my relationships have prospered. And so again, this is not a motivational seminar. I'm just sharing with you, and this is going to be staying on course regarding Education 4.0. And so what is it that we need to do? So coming back to the point, Education 4.0, there is one sentence that everybody will read. It says, shifting the focus from teaching to learning. So Education 4.0, this is a very prominent sentence, which means the focus is going to be student. You see that? So the student, now who is the student? So the next slide, the student is you. See, the focus is from teaching to learning. So that's exactly what is going on. See, Education 4.0, Globalization 4.0, Industry 4.0, all of the current situation, they all come together. There is a message, there is a prominent and big message for everyone. So either someone is going to succeed or someone is going to fail. So let us find out as to what we can do so we can thrive. If you allow me, so I'm going to proceed with this. And so that you in Education 4 is really, whoever is affected by the current situation, whoever is affected. So there is no exception here. There is no, everyone is affected. No age group, no cultural barriers, no marital status, no gender. Everyone is affected. And so that you is going to be everyone who is affected by it. So, which means that Education 4.0, shifting the focus from teaching to learning, is going to be for you. which is going to be for me and for all of us. And so that is what is going to get us through. So let us find out a little more. I'm on now slide number 8. And so through these current scenarios and all of these 4.0, and you would have also heard about education 5.0 coming into picture. And so the learning, the focus of learning, not the teaching, the learning is for students and teachers, as well as for parents. Now, here I have highlighted parents and home, and what is to learn first, meaning the very fundamental, basic, but very powerful message that is going on across the world today. And I really do not want to miss on that. The certain things I am doing at my home, and I'm sharing that with you. So literally, when we are locked down in our homes, the couples are coming together. They have to come together. They have to come together. And so, and then the family relationships within your family, within the boundaries of the 4 walls, they must prosper further. And now these 2 things, the parents are going to lead. They're going to learn, they're going to lead, and that is going to provide more freedom to the children in the families. Now, these are the children who are going to go forward and going to learn new things and going to make an impact. That is very important. So this is the slide number 8 out of 14, which says what's to learn first. What's to learn first? Now, slide number 9 comes with what is to learn next. So I just wanted to clarify that. So through all of these learning going on and the technology and everything, even I have the teams that I lead here, I get to lead here. And so, so before we talk about the technology, going deep dive into that, which includes this particular slide here, the reference is World Economic Forum, the future of jobs, 2016 to 2020 plus and onward up to 2025. So see the listing of these. This says mobile internet, cloud, there's big data, Internet of Things, robotics, artificial intelligence. Remember yesterday, there were a few topics covered also, and they were very powerful. So these are the things that are going to come next in the pipeline for us after we start leading our own lives, and that starts at home and parents, and then the children are going to become. And I'm saying these things from my own experience and with the thing that I'm doing, so that I'm not here as a teacher, I'm not teaching anything, I'm only sharing as to what I see and what has worked for me. Now, all of these things are true, that what we need to learn, what people need to learn, what students need to learn. And we have seen these technology is penetrating. Even the next talk by Uday sir is also going to be talking about energy and all of other things, that these technologies are going to come forward. And they will be used, they need to be used. But the focus has to be, is what I'm sharing here. So slide number 9, going to slide number 10, I just want to just be aware. I just want to warn people and bright students and even bright leaders who are leading their teams. I just want to say that the language, data science, machine learning, deep learning, and AI. Now see, these are the things that could be used. I'm just showing one example of that here, which is genetic enhancement. Have you heard of this? And you see the other, the green color thing. There are multiple ways these technologies could be used. Now, if you look at, so there is one message I want to get across, and that would be a message of success. That would be a message of going forward for each one of us, including me. And let us see how this goes in next 2 or 3 or 4 slides, and that's it. So the genetic enhancement, if you see these rectangles over here, you can literally take each phrase and you can Google verbatim, word to word, you can Google and you will find it out yourself. So the genetic enhancement, there has been 773,000 grant to Case Western Law School. Now I'm not only talking about US. These are the things happening across the world where this AI, deep machine learning, all of these things are being used for wrong reasons, So that is very, very possible. And so before you start thinking about, I'm going to learn language, data science, machine learning, and AI, I just want to say that things out there are very sensitive, just an example, genetic enhancement talks about animal genes in humans. Can you believe that? There is Brookings Institute here in the US, which talks about the future of constitutional democracy, article number 9 to be specific. Now there's something people are working, human enzymes in rice crops. There's a $60 billion industry. Now can you just imagine that you are going to consume human elements? I mean, this is really beyond me. Global governance, 2025, they are ready with designing humans. Designing humans means with these things, you can design what emotions a human can have, what behavioral, changes, the complexity in the behavioral patterns of humans can be changed by changing the DNA of a person. We need to be aware of this. And the reason I'm bringing this to notice is because, see, we are not going to be running after money. And this is very, very important for us to understand that in short-term profit, but there would be a long-term impact, and that would be negative. So whenever you're going to undertake any project, it would be my encouragement to you all, including me, that we need to look into what projects and for what purpose on a broader scale, on a bigger picture. And there would be a leadership that has to come in from teachers and students themselves. They need to be leaders. And of course, the parents, as in the home, has come together so that the negativity in the world would be fought out of the picture. So slide number 11, all what I'm sharing this is what is the solution behind encountering this is the negative thing is going to be the leadership. Now, leadership is nothing but the amount of influence. That's it. You are a good leader if you have good influence. Now, I don't say that. I learned that, and that is John Maxwell, and you would know the name, and that's a big name in the industry of leadership and mentorship and coaching. So what he says as of his book, Leader Shift, that's the reference there by John Maxwell, published last year, 2019, on page 197. So he mentions that the leadership can be acquired, can be learned, can be done, and the authority can be given to you through all of these means. They're all good: natural authority, positional, knowledge-based, situational, relational, proximity, success, mentoring, seniority. But above all, in 2019, John Maxwell, who has studied the leadership factors, he says that highest influence is achieved by having moral authority. And this is very, very relevant in the times that we live, with all of these things that I just talked about and we are addressing here for each one of us, as well as for the institutes and the organizations that we belong. And so the solution is moral authority is very important. And so slide number 12 talks about page 199 in the same book. The question would be, how do you achieve this moral authority so that you can always stay on the top? Now, that's not a position, but staying on the top, meaning being powerful, so that in the face of any negativity, you are still able to perform things. And those are the people who are going to succeed, bar none. I mean, that is the statement right now. So the moral authority can be achieved by 4 C's. Slide number 12, which is competence, which is the skills. We have been talking about skills all along, very, very important. Skills are very important. Number 2 is courage, which is moving forward in the face of fear. Not like Tarzan, beating the chest, but courage. There would be fear, but you would go ahead. The consistency at home, at your organization, within your teams, within your departments, and within your management, all of that is very important. and then your leadership would be accepted by the people you associate with. By number 4 is having a character, which is the accounting. The accounting. So in this online education, all of the means that we want to introduce in the new picture of the new ways of doing, they're all important, but they would all be based on the moral authority. And all these 4 factors are going to be important, including the character, how accountable you are. So here I am, I just wanted to be accountable to DYPCOE and also my friendships with all of you at 1 o'clock in the night. But I'm just giving my example here that I just wanted to be accountable. I'm wearing a tie and, I'm just all ready. So, but it's just a very small example. I'm just saying that, and you know what I mean. And so last but one slide, slide number 13, is the effect of the solution would be this. See, an example of this is when there was a Cold War, which is the nuclear arms race, right? As negative as that, something as bad as that, something that was long lasting, and there was no hope, that happened between US and USSR. Now, if you look at this, this is now outdated. Outdated. All what I'm saying is the moral authority, the leadership in the right places, in the right directions, in the right thinking, in the right ways, in the right path, is going to bring down the negativity that would be there out there. And when you pursue technology, which I do, you do, the other factors of leadership are going to matter a lot so that we can conquer. So the last slide here is I'm just going to say that, Satyameva Jayate, what is going to win, what is guaranteed to prevail, even through the technology that we're talking about, is the truth, which is just ahead. And so the question, I'm going to end this presentation by saying, what is your choice going to be? What is your choice going to be? Either this way or that way, and that is going to decide where we are going to be in a short future from now. I believe that until the next 2024, next 4 years are going to be very crucial. So let me stop sharing this presentation so I can come on camera and see if you're able to see me. And so, are you able to see me now?
Yes, we are very much able to see you.
So yes, this is where I wanted to share this with you. There were some life principles, some business principles, some organization principles, and where we are and where would be going, including the technology that we're talking about. And then everyone would be affected, and there would be some changes that would be necessary, and in a right way. And so I just want to applaud the team. I just want to applaud Dr. Vadai and everybody here for arranging this kind of a series that is very, very important. And I believe that any organization who is going to pursue the thing the way you are, they are going to win. They are going to succeed. This we should know. Now with that, I'm done. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Abhay.
Thank you.
Yeah, but Trupti, can I
Yes,
speak
sir.
few words? Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir.
It's a wonderful that Dr. Bakshi has mentioned from the life principle, business principle, but we are also the real principle to, to disseminate the knowledge to the students. You have also mentioned about the focusing on to the teacher-centric to the student-centric education systems, and it will impact to the more onto the sharing mode and facilitating mode instead of the only teaching and learning. You have really exemplified with the various kind of the technology which is going to impact onto the society and the future for the socio-economic development of the world. You have mentioned about the very, very futuristic technology as the AI, data science, and ultimately you have mentioned that this is going to be the future. And you have also exemplified the various roles of the teacher and the student should be played as a leadership role. Leadership, we have mentioned that it is going to impact. My questions to Abhay sir is that along with the building the competency, courage, consistency, character in the teacher and the students, how this is going to be possible in a short interval of time, because this whole transformation of the education system is happening. And if you
Yeah.
wanted to really tune to
Yes.
this one, how this is, yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
got
thought
the,
about it. I thought about it in the context of the educational institutions as well.
ah,
And a very good question, and this is the question can come from someone who is as talented and smart as Dr. Vadai, and so that's a
sure.
very good question. What I would believe is these are the times of change. These are the times of change, and so which means what we did before is not going to work anymore.
Okay.
Is not going to work. Which means, so keeping it very simple, there would be a need within an educational organization, whoever want to make an impact, whoever want to sustain themselves, and whoever want to lead, they would have a very short but frequent and principle oriented sessions, online or face to face, maybe half and 30 minutes in 1 week, spread out for the students. Now, through the current situation, people think that it's going to be difficult. I believe that it's going to be exactly opposite. It's
Okay.
going to be simpler, it's going to be easier for teachers to bring students on the same page. That has been a problem in the college. How can I bring 60 students on the same thinking platform? The current situation, the online stuff and the different ways of thinking are going to bring people on the same page. And those who do not want to be on the same page, they're going to drop out. But then, even before that, only those people, like yesterday we talked about how students would be able to choose what they want to learn. Only those like-mindedness is going to come together. So the challenge, the current challenge and all of this is actually going to make life easier for everyone when we are thinking different. So I hope I answer your question.
Yeah, yeah, but with respect to the
Yes.
infrastructure, which is should be available to everybody to bring everybody onto the same page, this is not existing right now currently in India. So if you look at to the complete masses, it becomes very difficult and challenging. So how to solve that particular challenge? This is the question.
Right. So actually, it's going to be the most powerful factor going forward would be an individual. Will be an
Okay.
individual who takes the responsibility. That is not going to change anymore. That is the change. And number two, at an organization, educational institute level, someone like you are going to lead the change, and that would be limited to, but when I say limited, that is still a broad scope. It's going to be limited for your organization, and then you
Yeah.
can spread it across, and slowly teachers and students and even principals and vice principals and other teams, they're going to come to the same page, and it's going to be more profitable for that organization is what I believe. And so we don't, even if we don't go too broad, we can confine ourselves to the institution that we lead, and everything should be okay. And it is when I say slowly, it's not only that far. It's a matter of 2 or 4 months when the procedures are set in place
Okay.
and done
Okay.
rightly. It can be done. What I believe, I'm doing it myself. So it all starts with my home. So okay, that's it. Anyone has
Yeah.
any question?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
wonderful. Any questions are there,
Yes, sir.
Trupti?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Please.
There's a question.
Uh,
One of the participant, Mr. Rahul Rayabhat, he has this question. He has posted the question like, learning is a natural instinct for all animals, including humans. This is the sentence from Peter Gray. He just wanted to ask that how do we help keep it that way in current institutional situations?
Yeah, so that is a very good question. See, these 14 slides I gave you, I'm not boasting, but there would be many questions that would be answered through the slides if you really go and then revisit this. To answer your question, that thing, the thing that you said would be answered by the leadership at home. Now that learning would come from the desire, and that desire would be instilled by the family first, and then the teachers. Now, right now is the time, as we are all confined to our homes, right now is the time to start leading. And let us not watch TikTok apps or something like that. Let us not even watch the news. But start implementing small things and the desire. So the answer to your question, very short, is desire, instilling desire. Any other questions?
Thank you, sir.